Welcome to the Financial G-Spot. I'm Robin Crane here on the Whatever It Takes Network, and I am so excited. I'm so excited because I have a great friend of mine, Jennifer Dowd, all the way from California, who is here today to talk about how to make money. I'm not talking a little bit of money or kind of a lot of money. I'm talking about big money in network marketing. So welcome, Jennifer Dowd.
Good morning. It's awesome to be with you, Mrs. Robin Crane.
Hey, well, thanks so much for joining me. I want to tell those of you listening, you got to know who this woman is before I continue, because in my mind, she's just the most beautiful person in the world and is all about love. I'm going to tell you more about how I see Jennifer Dowd, but I want you to know what she's actually done and made some serious big money. So I'm going to look at my notes here. So first of all, she is recently been inducted into the Hall of Fame for top lifetime earners in network marketing. In the top 100. Can you do better than that, Jen? Come on. That's embarrassing. Okay. Guest on Celebrity Apprentice in 2009 and 2011. You're like this with Donald Trump. Pretty cool. Been featured in 7 editions in Success from Home magazine, and now they just came by your house to do the 8th edition. Featured. Okay, awesome. I'm going to keep going because you have no idea who you're talking to right now. Also, she was recorded on a DVD with Stephen Covey. He's the guy that wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So he did a DVD of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Network, if I can say that, network marketers. And guess what? He had 3 people to bring on. One of them was Jennifer Dowd. That's right. I know you're impressed. I am too. Now, this is what I think is really, really cool, because I think a lot of people do network marketing and don't have success, but you made your first $1 million. You went from stay-at-home mom and made your first $1 million in the calendar year in your 4th year, right? Which is impressive, but you had hit the $1 million mark like consecutive from within 2 years. Is that right?
Yeah.
Holy cow. So you're listening to a millionaire, super duper lifetime millionaire, just an amazing woman. I want to welcome you to the show. Thanks so much for being here, Jen.
No, I'm excited to be here with you, and you're incredible. I just think you're amazing, actually. So it's my honor to be on any show with you.
That's one thing I remember about Jen is that anytime you compliment her, like it never lands, because the compliment ends because she compliments you right back. So you'll probably notice, like if I ever say anything, oh no, you're amazing. No, you're amazing. So this whole show is going to be like, no, you're amazing. No, aren't you sweet? Yes, you are. No, that's not going to be it. No, we're going to talk about really how to help you make some money in network marketing. If you've tried it and you haven't had success, or you've never tried it, I want you to hear from the best how to do that. So why don't you start by telling us a little bit about your story and how you even got into it, because I'm sure people are wondering, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, in a nutshell, my husband and I had been business owners for about 10 years before we ever started ACN. We have 4 children who are now really young adults, but when we started ACN 9 years ago, or network marketing 9 years ago, they were between the ages of 9 and 14, and our 2 businesses kept my husband gone about 100 hours a week from our home. And as a stay-at-home mom with kids very involved in church and sports and 4 different schools, I was just super frustrated about not having a lot of family time together. And I also was starting to realize my kids were growing up. They weren't going to be home forever. And if I wanted to make a change, I had to do it like pretty fast, because my kids would probably start moving out of my house within about 4 years from then.
Right.
And so when I saw network marketing, I actually thought I'd never want to do network marketing, but when I actually sat in front of the company that we partnered with, I saw a lot of things about it that made sense. And all in all, I was just ready to change my life. Like, I was ready to do something radically different to get a radically different result.
Awesome. Sorry about the background noise. This is real life. Things happen. Phones ring. Computers ring. It's amazing. So awesome. And I love that story, because I think a lot of people make the assumption that in order to be successful in network marketing, especially that fast, as quickly as you were, you have to start in another network marketing business, and then you go from there, and then you build it, and then you bring your whole team, and then boom, all of a sudden you made $1 million. So it's great that you did it from the ground up. So tell people, because my question is like, well, how do you make money in network marketing? Like, what separates the people who succeed and the people who don't? What do you think, if you had to say one thing, what would it be? I know it's hard.
I think there's a few. It's really hard.
Give me a few things.
I'll I'll give you a few that I think play into it. Number one is because network marketing isn't a clock in, clock out business, you know, there's nobody holding you accountable. And so for Darren and I, we had been business owners. We knew how to make ourselves work. So my advice is if you want to make a lot of money in network marketing, you have to treat it like a real business. Don't make your time that you're going to work at optional. You've got to have in your mind, I'm going to, set a schedule, decide I'm going to work this 2 hours a day, I'm going to work it 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, whatever it's going to be, but be consistent to that. And in your mind, don't give yourself an out to that. So I'll see people start, and maybe they don't want to go to Saturday trainings. I'm a big believer in go to every single training event you can get your hands on. If you were going to build any kind of a multi-million-dollar company, nobody would have to drag you to training. It wouldn't be I have to go to training. It would be, I get to go to training to learn how to make my millions. And so for Darren and I, when other people were like, oh, I don't want to go to a training, or I don't want to go to a Saturday, maybe my kids have sports or this is going on, we thought about it like, no, this is now our career. If you had a job and entitled you, like part of your description was you have to go to training to make X amount of dollars, you would just go because it's not optional. And so we just treated it like we knew we were going to go build a multi-million-dollar company, and we treated it the way we would as if we were going to go open a McDonald's franchise.
Let me cut you off because we got to go to a break. But when we come back, Jen's going to tell you more of what you can do, what you have to do so that you can win and make a lot of money in network marketing. So again, this is Robin Crane. You're watching the Financial G-Spot. Welcome back. You're watching the Financial G-Spot. We were having a conversation. I interrupted you with the welcome back to the Financial G-Spot. So again, this is Jennifer Dowd, one of the top network marketers in the world. And I was asking, how the heck do you make money in network marketing? So you said one of the main things is that you need to treat it like a real business, and you need to actually put in the hours. You need to go to the trainings. You need to take it very, very seriously, and boom, then you'll be successful. Yes?
Well, that would be one of the things.
That's one of
the things to do. Another one is you got to have some vision, and you got to be amazing at casting it. So have a vision about where you're going, and not just where you're going, but where you're taking a group of people. Because the only way to win in network marketing is to help other people win. And so, I hear people say a lot of times, I'm excited, I'm going to do this, I want to make $2,000 a month. I want to make $5,000 a month, or I want to make $10,000 a month. But here's the thing: if you have 100 people sitting in a room, and you have people in the room who their goal is to make $1 million in a month, your vision is not allowing for their vision to fit inside of yours. So your vision has to be big enough that everybody's vision can fit inside of yours. So you've got to have a vision that you are going to build the biggest business in your network marketing company that company has ever seen. It's going to be national. It's going to be global. You're going to help as many people as possible reach financial freedom. And then when you say these things and you visualize this, one of the biggest things I can tell you is it has to be real. Like, it can't be a fake thing that you're saying.
Yeah.
You have to seriously care about doing this with people. And so that would be my third thing I would say is you've got to love your people and really care about your people.
I told you the secret ingredient was love. I did. I knew your secret ingredient was love. That's what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Yes, I totally love people. The more people that are around, the more my heart sings. Like, I just truly believe that everybody is amazing. It's always been easy for me to see the amazing things in people. That's what I see first. And I just believe that most people are not really tapped into the amazing potential that God has created them to be. And so it's super fun for me if I can be a part in any way of somebody's journey of discovering how incredible they actually are. stay super consistent. So I'll go back to consistency a little bit. One of the best analogies I ever heard was from one of my mentors and friends, Jeremy Beeble. He said sometimes people do their network marketing company like a bag of microwave popcorn. And if you think about it, if you stick a bag of microwave popcorn in microwave for not the full amount of time, like it'll get popping really, really quick. And if you turn the microwave off before it's done, you're going to have to, if you want those kernels to pop, you're going to have to start the whole cycle over to get those kernels to pop. And so I've seen in my career people get a lot of momentum building, and then they just push the stop button. Maybe they want to go vacation for a couple weeks or whatever it is, and then they lose that momentum, and then they get frustrated because they've got to start all over again to recreate that momentum. So my thing is, once you get momentum, you got to run like crazy with that momentum. Just stay in there and don't let the gas pedal up. You got to keep the pedal to the metal till you get over the mountain.
Awesome. So I love that. And I think that's true. I mean, I think that's true for any business, is that especially at the beginning, you really got to keep your foot on the gas. You got to, I mean, I think that analogy is perfect. Is just, if you don't continue, I mean, this happens with me with my speaking business sometimes, you know, if I book talks and then I get so busy and like, because if I book talks, I get clients, right? So I speak and then I have so many clients, and then I think part of me is like sabotaging, like I don't want to be that busy. So then I don't book as many talks. And if I take my foot off the gas, then, you know, I'm not getting this huge influx of clients. So I think that's true in any business, but I think especially network marketing, because you really got to ride the momentums. I think in regular standard business, I think you can get away with kind of the start and stop, and then you kind of can build it back up. It's great if you have more momentum, but I think with network marketing, I think you're right that like you got to just go. So let me ask you this. How do you get past, I just have a couple more minutes, but how do you get past, like one of the things you said was that you need to believe in your people and you need to believe in the vision, right? Cast the vision so that you believe that you're going to make millions of dollars. And a lot of people in network marketing, like they buy into that like immediately, right? They buy into that and they're like, yeah, I'm going to make millions of dollars and millions of dollars. And then they do take some action. But then how do you deal with when people fail? People on your team, they don't make the money that you thought they would. And let's say they're doing all those things. Like, how do you as the leader deal with that and keep moving forward and then keep the belief so strong? Give me a tidbit and then let's tease them to the next segment. We have 2 minutes.
So you just have to know that it's not them getting disinterested or whatever. It really doesn't have anything to do with your company, and it doesn't have anything to do with you. So you just got to detach from it. The reality is there are a whole lot of people that get college degrees that don't do anything with it. That's their choice. There are people that go and get a real estate license. You know, some make millions, some make nothing, some are, you know, mid-level income there. It's all about what a person chooses to do with it. And if a person will be consistent, they're eventually going to have that break. So if you can detach emotionally from owning that emotion and just say, you know what, I gave them an opportunity and continue to care about them. I mean, if you really cared about them, you're going to keep caring about them, right?
Yeah, that part's easy.
Just keep them informed, and you never know when they might come back around.
But how long, like how long, let's say they're putting their foot on the gas, right? They are putting their pedal to the metal for, I'm talking 3 months, 6 months. And you know, you've had people in your business that are just like hardcore. They're doing it year maybe, but they don't make the millions. Like, why did you make millions and they didn't? That's a hard question. And I only have 30 seconds. Give me like one itty bit.
I'm a huge fan of Grant Cardone's book, The 10 Times Rule. And I believe that, I mean, if I can just look at my own experience, I think that I did probably 10 times the amount of meetings, 10 times the phone calls, 10 times the follow-up calls. I was after it like a hunter.
So let me pause you because we got to go to a break. But when we come back, Jen's going to tell you the real secret of how she used Grant Cardone's 10X rule to really make it big in network marketing. Welcome back to the Financial G-Spot. We're getting to the juice with Jennifer Dowd, the world-class network marketer. I know there are other people making millions, but not that I know like this, like buddy with. So it's really cool to get inside. I do want to say this again, like what I really noticed about you from the first time that I met you was just the amount of love that just comes out of you. And I've called Jen when I'm about to go like meet with the client, and when I'm scared and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I know I can do this, but I'm freaking out about like, do I really have what it takes? You know, is it really within me now? Because I'm saying all these things in my head. And then I think, well, who can I step into to really just be all about them and not about me? And I remember this one time I called Jen and I left a message on your machine and I was like, Jen, I'm going to have your physiology and your focus and your language, you know, use this Tony Robbins triad. And I went into this meeting that was like a really big meeting for me, and I just killed it. And I just felt like I was just like in poise and standing in so much love, because when I think of you, I just think love. I think love, and I think just support and always serving people. And I really honestly believe that you didn't say all this stuff. You mentioned a little bit, but I think that, and the amount of faith that you mentioned that you have in people, and that you just believe in your heart of hearts, like that they will succeed, and you always see the best in people. Like very few people are like that. And I really think I don't know how to get all that. I'm still learning from you, but I think that is so huge when it comes to your success. I just want to tell you that.
Well, thank you. That's amazing. Well, you are amazing.
There it is. There it is. I told you it'd come back.
You have that same thing, and I do believe, and this is kind of like, you might feel it's off the subject of network marketing, but it is the subject of network marketing. We're in the business of building people. And so the way I look at it is that people do better in all parts of their life if they feel loved and cared about. There's just not enough of that going around the world. And so, you know, I have trained this at many trainings. When I start my day or I start my network marketing day, I pray, like, wherever I go, God, just let me be your love and your light and pour into people and just help them to be better people in whatever arena they're in. If I walk away and I've increased somebody in value or the way they feel about themselves, or they feel like they're more capable of anything, then we won. We won. And so I do think in your business that's really, really important. And you've got to start it at day one. When people join your team, treat them like they're your next VP. Treat them like they're your next diamond, whatever you call your top positions in your company. But you've got to treat them like that, with that kind of respect and that kind of care and that kind of urgency. Now, you want to build their business like they're going to quit in 30 days, because they might. But you've got to treat them like that. And if you do that, this is going to be good. And even if they walk away from the company, you're always going to feel good about the value you created with them. Just a couple of other things when we were talking about the start and stop. I'm a big believer of following a 24-hour game plan. And that means when you get somebody started in a network marketing company, you better be making their business grow in some way, shape, or form in their first 24 hours, because network marketing is foreign to most people. There's a lot of excitement that goes with it, oftentimes a little fear. It's a little out of the comfort zone if somebody hasn't done it before. But if you can get them growth right away, or some success right away, then their excitement increases right away. And so I'm a big believer of something called the BAM FAM, and that is book a meeting from a meeting.
Hey, we use that too.
From a meeting that a lot of people use. But anytime you go to a meeting with anyone in your team, you need to have a meeting booked for the next meeting. So if I'm doing a business presentation for you, and the person we're presenting to gets started in your team, Robin, then I should not be letting that person leave without making an appointment with them or to show somebody for them. If nobody started when we did this, then I'm booking another one with you to show somebody for you. So this chain of business growth never stops. And also, when your new business owner leaves you, they don't have any doubt about what their next step is, because you've already put on the calendar that next step. They know exactly what they're working towards. What's the next thing? Am I getting customers? Are we meeting for that? Am I having an opportunity meeting? So I need to be invited for that. But they know when they're going to see your face. They know what their next goal to achieve is. So keeping everything in forward motion so that little snowball never slows down, but it keeps building. That's really, really important. Also, understanding the law of big numbers. So you talked about what happens when somebody kind of blows out and they go along the wayside. And I would say just know the law of large numbers. If you go through it, if you talk to enough people, you're going to find your superstars. You're going to find And you talked about, what about the guy who is consistent? He's done amazing for an entire year. He's pushed, he's grinding. Well, he probably just hasn't found that person that is going to change his business in a day. And I've seen that over and over. And I talk about a gumball machine a lot when I train. If you think about a big gumball machine in a grocery store that's filled with all the colors of the rainbow of gumball, we all know there's a certain amount of red in that gumball machine. So I want you to think about your network marketing company like a gumball machine. You're looking for the red gumballs. Those are your leaders. Those are people who have the same mindset as you. Problem is, if you only put 5 quarters in the gumball machine, there's a good chance you're not going to get a red. In fact, it's possible, if there's 200 gumballs in that machine, it's a possibility you may have to put 50 quarters in before you get a red. And a lot of times people stop on their 49th quarter.
Right.
When if they would have just put 1 more quarter in the machine, the red gumball, their Jennifer Dowd, or their Spencer Hunt, or whoever, their Buck, Holton Bucks, or whoever it is, would have been that next gumball to drop. And so, sometimes people get lucky. They put, maybe their red gumball comes on their first quarter. And that does happen. I've seen that happen. But if your job is to just go through the numbers, don't worry about, hey, you got a white one, oh my gosh, and have a nervous breakdown. No, don't have a nervous breakdown. It's just white. There's nothing wrong with you. You just need to put more quarters in the gumball.
But so I have a question about that. Our screen is going crazy. So when do you know that, like, so let's say you've been doing this for a year, and let's say you're used to making a couple $100,000 a year, or $300,000 a year, or $500,000 a year, and then you're only making $5,000 a month. You're busting your butt. You're doing everything you said, and you haven't gotten. Maybe you are on the 49th, or maybe you're on the 39th, and it's going to take another 6 months to get to the 50th, where you're going to really hit gold. So how do you know? I mean, because people sometimes go broke through network marketing. And I'm sure, like, if you really stick through it, like, eventually you'll break through and probably make millions. But how do you know, like, do you know what I mean? Like, how far do you go? Do you go back to working part-time and then, do you know what I mean? Because that's happened, right?
Yeah. No, I've seen that. So probably the best thing Darren and I did, and I would just say this is really good network marketing advice, is we made sure that before we walked away from our current career, we made sure that our network marketing income was far surpassing our regular business income. And for a period of time, we became completely debt-free before we walked away from what else we were doing. And we consulted with our upline leaders. We asked them, hey, how solid do you feel our business is, and all that. So I would say Jen Rohn has an incredible CD. It's a recording. You can download it. I think it's called Your First Year Network Marketing, maybe Your Network Marketing Business, something like that. But he talks about how powerful it is to actually be able to say in front of a room, hey, listen, I made the exact same amount of money this month working part-time with my network marketing company as I did on my full-time job, right? Or I made half as much doing this part-time as I made in my full-time career this month. So we just kept doing it until we could actually say, oh my gosh, we made 3 times the amount that our business is bringing every month this month doing this part-time.
That's huge,
so
yeah.
he talks about building a story that way, not walking away from your career too soon. And I think that's really wise. There's nothing wrong with working your business while you build your network marketing business until you get it built up to a huge degree. And I actually believe that people do better when they do that because they don't feel that pressure and that kind of neediness in the marketplace like that. Oh my gosh, I have to land this person. People can tell when they're being sold. And so it's really cool to build network marketing in abundance. I love abundance building. If somebody can go ahead and work their career and build network marketing on the side of it, that's the best. That is the very best. The downside of that I hear people say is, oh my gosh, well then when am I ever going to be home? And I mean, Grant Cardone talks about that. If you want to build a multi-million-dollar,
enterprise,
career, you're going to have to work unreasonable hours. I mean, if you want an unreasonable financial result in your life, you're going to have to do some unreasonable things. And I mean, We worked our business. Darren worked about 100 hours a week, and then through home meetings and two-on-one presentations and trainings on top of it. I was doing 4 kids, 4 sports teams, Bible studies, you name it, and then going out 5 nights a week and doing home presentations after. So, I love the analogy of a prison sentence. If somebody said, hey, Robin, you have a choice, 25 years in prison or 5 years of hard labor and you're done, would you choose the 25 years of prison or the 5 years of hard labor?
5 years of hard labor.
Right?
Yeah.
So you might have 5 grueling years of labor working your career and network marketing, but then for freedom for the next 20, right?
I think that's huge, yeah.
Do it that way. But that's really what Darren and I did. We put a lot of years of work into 3 years, and we did 10 times the calls, 10 times the follow-ups. We booked a meeting from a meeting. We went to every training that we could get our hands on. We made sure we were reading self-development books and listening to all kinds of self-development leadership trainings all the time. Like, we were just grinding crazy.
Wow.
But we got to an income level that we never even could have achieved in 25 years, ever. Never would we have achieved that, not doing what we were doing. So it is a short-term sacrifice for a long-term reward. And I believe that people can wrap their minds around that long-term thinking, that's going to help them a lot.
That's awesome. I love all of that. And I'm glad you brought back the 10X rule, because I wanted to bring that back at the end. So just a great reference too, because we are on the Whatever It Takes Network, which is Grant Cardone. And that's such a great, awesome book. And it's true. I mean, really, if you want 10X the result, you got to put in 10X the work. It's not about, half-assing it and kind of doing it. It's about really, really pounding the pavement and getting it done. So any last words for our viewers here? Any last little piece of advice that you want to give anyone watching?
Well, I would just say network marketing is an incredible industry. I mean, it really is. It's the fastest way to distribute a product or a service. And it allows the average person to make extraordinary income and have a lot of fun while doing it. I think it's one of the funnest things that Darren and I have ever done. And to be able to work in an environment where you have a team of people who are all working at becoming better, becoming more personally, and the entire group is about raising everybody up around them, lifting each other up into this positive growth space, it's just never going to get better than that. So I would say for all the network marketers out there, you've just got to make a decision. Do you really want what you say you want?
Right.
Are you willing? Do you want it bad enough to get out there and do the work and have the life change? Now, for us, we have been at the top position of our company. We're part of ACN. We've been senior vice presidents for 6 years now, and we reached that position in a little bit less than 3 years. But we've had an incredible lifestyle. Yes, we worked extremely hard for 3 years, but for the last 6 years and for the last 6 years of my kid's life at home, my baby graduates tomorrow, and he was 9 when I started ACN, and he's graduating tomorrow. And I look back on the last 6 years and the amount of quality time that he's had, not just with his mom as a stay-at-home mom, but with his dad.
Yeah.
And the experiences all 4 of my kids have had as a result of us being around, and also them being in a positive environment where people are lifting each other up. Their mindset is, I can achieve anything I set out to do. It's extraordinary. It's just an extraordinary experience. So go do the work today and have those results you bring about forever. That's my advice. You can create whatever lifestyle you choose to if you're just responsible for it, and go do it.
Awesome. And I know that's true because I had the privilege of being at your house and experiencing your family and making poached eggs and whatever it was. So delicious. I still remember that day. But just really like the family, that you practice what you preach. You're not saying family's important, you should spend time with your family, and then you don't. I mean, it's so huge that you do what you say you do, and that you have the lifestyle that you worked so hard to get. So thank you so much for joining us. Just tell us how we can find you if anyone wants to find Jennifer Dowd, the Jennifer Dowd.
Yes, well, you can go to jenniferdowd.acndirect.com. That's going to be the easiest way to find me.
Okay, great.
But also, you can go to my Facebook, Jennifer Dowd. It's just Jennifer Dowd. Just private message me if you want. But I want to that you are now a best-selling author has me excited like crazy. But I just want you to know, I knew you were a superstar the day I met you.
Thank you.
You are an incredible lady, and you do a pretty darn amazing job at making everybody around you feel like they can achieve anything they set out to do. So I'm just going to say, if anybody that is watching this has a chance to have an experience with these two extraordinary love bugs here.
Thank you.
You're so right.
Of course, you got to give it back to us. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, honey. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And you know how I feel about you. And we can stay here all day complimenting each other. And I think we should on the next show. No, but it's really great to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us. And thank you at home for joining the Financial G-Spot. We always love having you here on the Whatever Takes Network. Again, I'm Robin Crane, and we'll see you next time.
The Financial G-Spot is also available for download on iTunes and Stitcher. See the link in the description below.